When we think of the celestial realm, a world beyond our own filled with mystery and awe, one name often rises above the rest: Archangel Michael. His legend has echoed through the ages, inspiring countless works of art, literature, and devotion. But who is Michael, really? Is he the ultimate angelic warrior, the most powerful of all the heavenly hosts? Today we embark on a journey through ancient texts, sacred scriptures, and centuries of tradition to uncover the truth behind this extraordinary figure. Prepare to be amazed as we peel back the layers of myth and history to reveal the true nature of Archangel Michael, the champion of heaven. Join me as I dive deep into the scriptures to find out if Archangel Michael is truly the most powerful angel in the Bible. Our quest will take us from the ancient pages of the Old Testament to the dramatic visions of Revelation, and even into the traditions that have grown around Michael over the centuries. We'll explore not just what the Bible says, but also how Michael has been understood by believers, theologians, and artists throughout history. So, whether you're a scholar, a seeker, or simply curious about the mysteries of the divine, this journey promises to be both enlightening and inspiring. Angels are fascinating beings that play a significant role in the Bible, and among them, Archangel Michael stands out as a prominent figure. He's often depicted as a powerful warrior and leader of the angels. But what makes Michael so unique? In the vast hierarchy of angels, where countless beings serve God in different ways, Michael is consistently portrayed as a figure of action, courage, and unwavering faith. His very name means, "Who is like God?" A rhetorical question that underscores his loyalty and humility before the Creator. Throughout history, artists have painted him with a sword in hand, clad in shining armor, standing tall against the forces of darkness. These images are not just artistic license, they are rooted in the biblical accounts that describe Michael as a defender of the faithful and a champion against evil. Many people believe that angels are just spiritual beings with limited powers, but the Bible tells us that they are mighty and influential. The challenge is understanding who among them holds the highest rank. In ancient times, scholars pored over sacred texts, debating the nature and hierarchy of angels. Some believed that angels were mere messengers, while others saw them as powerful agents of God's will, capable of shaping the course of history. The question of rank and authority among angels has fascinated theologians for centuries. Is there a clear leader among them? And if so, what qualities set that leader apart? The answer, as we shall see, is both complex and deeply meaningful. The Bible mentions several angels, each with unique roles. For instance, there's Archangel Gabriel, who is known for announcing important messages to humans. Gabriel appears in some of the most pivotal moments in biblical history, such as delivering the news of John the Baptist's birth to Zechariah and announcing to Mary that she would give birth to Jesus. Gabriel's role as a messenger highlights the diversity of angelic duties. Some bring messages, others offer guidance, and a select few, like Michael, are called to battle. Then, there's Archangel Raphael, associated with healing. Raphael's story is found in the Book of Tobit, a text revered in Catholic and Orthodox traditions. He guides Tobias on a perilous journey, heals his father's blindness, and drives away evil spirits. Raphael's gentle, nurturing presence reminds us that angels are not just warriors but also healers and protectors, sent to aid humanity in times of need. Each angel has a unique mission, but Michael's stands apart for its sheer scale and significance. But when it comes to Archangel Michael, the scripture portrays him as a protector and a warrior. In the book of Daniel, Michael is described as one of the chief princes, indicating his high status. The book of Daniel, written during a time of great turmoil for the Jewish people, presents Michael as the great prince who stands watch over the children of Israel. He is not just a passive observer. He is an active defender, intervening in the spiritual battles that rage behind the scenes of human history. The image of Michael with a flaming sword shielding the faithful from harm has become a symbol of hope and courage for believers facing adversity. He's also mentioned in the book of Revelation, where he leads the angels in a battle against the dragon, symbolizing good versus evil. This dramatic scene unfolds in the heavens as Michael and his angels confront the forces of darkness in a cosmic struggle that echoes through eternity. The dragon, often interpreted as Satan or the embodiment of evil, seeks to overthrow the order of creation. But Michael, steadfast and fearless, rallies the heavenly hosts and drives the dragon from the skies. This battle is not just a story of conflict, it is a powerful metaphor for the ongoing struggle between good and evil in the world, and the ultimate triumph of light over darkness. In the book of Jude, Archangel Michael is described as disputing with Satan over Moses' body, showing his authority and power. This brief but intriguing episode has sparked much debate among scholars. Why would Michael and Satan contend over the body of Moses? Some interpret this as a struggle over the fate of a great leader, while others see it as a symbolic confrontation between the forces of good and evil. What is clear, however, is that Michael does not rely on his own strength alone. Instead, he invokes the authority of God, saying, "The Lord rebuke you." This humility, combined with his courage, sets Michael apart as a true servant leader, one who wields great power but always in service of a higher purpose. Another significant mention is in Revelation 12, where Michael and his angels fight against the dragon and his angels, resulting in the dragon's defeat. These stories highlight Michael's strength and leadership among the angels, but what really sets him apart is his role as a protector of God's people. Throughout the ages, Michael has been invoked as a guardian in times of danger, a defender against evil, and a source of inspiration for those who seek justice and righteousness. In Christian tradition, he is often depicted as the patron saint of soldiers, police officers, and all who stand on the front lines of the battle between good and evil. But Michael's influence extends far beyond the pages of Scripture. In Jewish tradition, he is seen as the advocate of Israel, interceding on behalf of the people in times of trial. In Islam, Michael, known as Michael, is revered as one of the chief angels, responsible for providing nourishment to human bodies and souls. Across cultures and centuries, Michael's image has been adapted and reimagined, but his core attributes remain the same: courage, loyalty, and an unwavering commitment to the divine mission. The question remains, is Michael the ultimate angelic warrior? The answer depends on how we define power and greatness. If we look for raw strength, Michael's victories over the forces of darkness are unmatched. If we seek leadership, his ability to rally the angels and inspire hope is unparalleled. But perhaps Michael's greatest strength lies in his humility and obedience. He does not seek glory for himself, but always points back to God as the true source of power. As we reflect on the stories of Michael, we are invited to consider our own battles, both seen and unseen. Like Michael, we are called to stand firm in the face of adversity, to defend what is right, and to trust in a power greater than ourselves. Whether we see him as a literal being or a symbol of divine protection, Archangel Michael continues to inspire and challenge us to be courageous, faithful, and true. So, the next time you see an image of Michael, sword raised and wings outstretched, remember the deeper meaning behind the legend. He is more than just a warrior. He is a beacon of hope, a guardian of the faithful, and a reminder that, in the end, good will always triumph over evil. Throughout the Middle Ages, devotion to Archangel Michael flourished. Knights would pray for his protection before heading into battle, and churches across Europe were dedicated in his honor. The famous Mont Saint-Michel in France stands as a testament to his enduring legacy, drawing pilgrims from around the world who seek his intercession and strength. Artistic representations of Michael have evolved over time, reflecting the hopes and fears of each era. In Renaissance paintings, he is often shown in gleaming armor, standing victorious over a defeated dragon. In modern times, Michael appears in films, literature, and even comic books, symbolizing the eternal struggle between good and evil. Michael's role as a healer is less well known but equally significant. In some traditions, he is invoked for protection against illness and spiritual harm. Stories abound of miraculous healings attributed to his intervention, reinforcing his reputation as a guardian not just of souls, but of bodies as well. The Feast of St. Michael, celebrated on September 29th in many Christian traditions, is a day set aside to honor his courage and leadership. On this day, believers gather to pray for protection, strength, and guidance, reaffirming their trust in Michael's watchful care. In literature, Michael's character has inspired poets and writers for centuries. John Milton's Paradise Lost features Michael as the leader of the heavenly armies, a figure of wisdom and might who stands firm against the forces of chaos. His presence in such works underscores his importance not only in theology, but in the broader cultural imagination. Michael's influence is not limited to Western traditions. In Eastern Orthodox Christianity, he is venerated as the chief commander of. Before we can fully grasp Archangel Michael's reputation as the ultimate angelic warrior, it's important to trace his origins across the tapestry of religious history. The earliest references to Michael appear in ancient Jewish texts, where he is introduced as a great prince and protector of Israel. Over time, his story expands, weaving through the pages of the apocryphal Book of Enoch, where Michael stands as a chief angel tasked with watching over humanity and leading the heavenly armies. As Christianity emerged, Michael's legend grew even more prominent. Early church fathers such as St. Augustine and St. Jerome wrote extensively about Michael's role as a heavenly defender, cementing his position as a leader among angels. In Christian art and iconography, Michael is frequently depicted with a sword or spear, standing triumphantly over a defeated dragon or demon, imagery that speaks to his role as a vanquisher of evil. But Michael's influence doesn't end there. In Islam, known as Mikail, he is revered as one of the 4 archangels, responsible for providing nourishment to both human bodies and souls, and praying for mercy on behalf of believers. This cross-cultural presence has helped shape Michael into a universal symbol of protection, justice, and divine intervention. Throughout history, Michael's image has been invoked in times of war, plague, and uncertainty, offering hope and reassurance to those in need. From medieval knights who sought his blessing before battle, to modern believers who call upon him for spiritual guidance, Michael's legacy as an angelic warrior continues to inspire awe and devotion. In addition to his martial prowess, Michael is often depicted as a judge, weighing souls and determining the fate of the departed. This role as a divine arbiter further elevates his status, making him not only a warrior but also a symbol of ultimate justice. Across the world, sacred sites and shrines dedicated to Michael have become places of pilgrimage. From the windswept heights of Mont Saint-Michel in France to the mystical caves of Monte Sant'Angelo in Italy, these locations draw countless visitors seeking protection, healing, and spiritual strength. In modern times, Michael's image has transcended religious boundaries, appearing in literature, film, and even video games. His enduring appeal as a champion of good over evil continues to resonate with new generations, adapting to contemporary fears and hopes. Perhaps most remarkably, Michael's story serves as a bridge between faiths and cultures. Whether invoked in prayer, celebrated in art, or admired in popular culture, his presence unites people in their search for courage, justice, and hope. As we move forward in our exploration, keep in mind the enduring power of Michael's story, a story that has traveled through centuries and cultures, adapting to the needs and fears of each generation. The legend of Archangel Michael is more than just a tale of ancient battles. It is a living tradition, reminding us that even in the darkest times, there is always a champion of light standing guard. Throughout the vast tapestry of religious texts and traditions, few figures stand out as vividly as Archangel Michael. Revered across Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, Michael is often depicted as the ultimate angelic warrior, a being of immense power, unwavering courage, and profound spiritual authority. But what is it about Michael that has captured the imagination of believers for centuries? To truly understand his significance, we need to delve into the stories and symbolism that surround him, especially the dramatic events described in the Book of Revelation. In the Book of Revelation, one of the most compelling and awe-inspiring stories unfolds, a cosmic battle that pits the forces of good against the ultimate evil. Here, Michael emerges not just as a participant, but as the leader of the heavenly armies. He commands the angels in a decisive confrontation against Satan and his followers, a battle that reverberates through the heavens and shapes the destiny of all creation. The imagery is striking. Satan, depicted as a monstrous dragon, rallies his own legions in a desperate attempt to seize control, but Michael, undaunted and resolute, stands at the forefront. This is not just a battle of physical might, it is a clash of cosmic principles, a struggle between the forces of light and darkness, order and chaos, hope and despair. Michael's military prowess is on full display, but what truly sets him apart is his spiritual authority. He is not merely a soldier, he is a commander, a leader whose very presence inspires courage and faith among the angels. His authority is not derived from brute strength alone, but from his unwavering commitment to the divine will and his role as a protector of the faithful. As Michael wields his flaming sword, he becomes a symbol of divine justice and righteous fury. He is not just fighting, he is leading the charge against evil, embodying the hope that good will ultimately triumph. His actions in this cosmic battle are a testament to the power of faith, the importance of leadership, and the enduring struggle between good and evil that lies at the heart of so many spiritual traditions. The battle rages on, with angels and demons locked in fierce combat amid the swirling debris of shattered worlds. Yet through it all, Michael remains steadfast. His leadership is not just about commanding troops, it's about inspiring hope, instilling courage, and reminding all who witness the battle that the forces of good are never truly alone. In the end, Michael's victory is not just a military one, it is a spiritual triumph, a symbol of the ultimate victory of good over evil. So, is Archangel Michael the most powerful angel in the Bible? The scriptures certainly paint a picture of an angel who holds a uniquely high rank among the heavenly host. Michael is often referred to as the chief prince or great prince in various biblical passages, and his responsibilities go far beyond the battlefield. He is a protector of nations, a guardian of the faithful, and a relentless adversary of evil. Throughout the Bible, Michael's appearances are marked by moments of great significance. In the book of Daniel, he is described as the protector of Israel, standing guard over the people during times of great distress. In the New Testament, his role expands to encompass the entire cosmic order, as he leads the angels in their final battle against the forces of darkness. These stories taken together reveal a figure of immense authority and power, one who is trusted with the most critical missions in the divine plan. But Michael's power is not just about strength or command, it is also about compassion, protection, and unwavering faithfulness. He is often invoked as a guardian in times of trouble, a source of comfort and strength for those facing adversity. His image adorns countless works of art, from ancient icons to modern paintings, each one capturing a different aspect of his character, his courage, his wisdom, his unyielding commitment to the good. Michael's roles as a warrior, leader, and protector set him apart from other angels. He is a figure who bridges the gap between the divine and the mortal, standing as a beacon of hope in times of darkness. Whether he is leading armies into battle or watching over the vulnerable, Michael's presence is a reminder that the struggle between good and evil is ongoing, and that with faith and courage, victory is always possible. Across centuries, Michael's image has been a source of inspiration for artists, theologians, and believers alike. Medieval paintings often show him standing triumphantly over a vanquished dragon, symbolizing his victory over evil. In stained glass windows, he is sometimes depicted holding scales, representing his role in the final judgment and the weighing of souls. In Jewish tradition, Michael is seen as the advocate of Israel, interceding on behalf of the people before God. He is mentioned in the Book of Enoch and other apocryphal texts as a key figure in the heavenly hierarchy, often tasked with delivering messages and carrying out divine judgments. Michael's battles are not limited to the final confrontation in Revelation. In various traditions, he is credited with casting out rebellious angels from heaven, maintaining the order of the cosmos, and defending the faithful from spiritual harm. His shield is said to glow with a light that repels darkness and evil. The symbolism of Michael's sword is powerful. It is not just a weapon of war, but a tool of liberation, cutting through the chains of oppression, breaking the bonds of sin, and freeing souls from the grasp of evil. This imagery resonates deeply with those who seek deliverance and hope. Many believers turn to Michael in times of personal crisis, asking for his guidance and protection. Stories abound of miraculous interventions attributed to his presence, visions, dreams, and moments of unexplainable courage that have changed the course of lives. Michael is also seen as a peacemaker, intervening to prevent conflict and restore harmony. His presence is said to bring calm after chaos, peace after turmoil, and hope after despair. In this way, he embodies not only the might of a warrior, but the gentleness of a guardian. The veneration of Michael extends beyond Scripture into the rituals and traditions of countless communities. Churches and cathedrals are dedicated in his honor, and his feast day, Michaelmas, is celebrated with prayers, processions, and acts of charity. Legends tell of Michael appearing to warriors and leaders throughout history, offering guidance and strength in moments of great need. These stories reinforce his reputation as a protector not only of individuals, but of entire nations and peoples. Michael's influence can be seen in art, literature, and even civic life. His image appears on banners, coins, and monuments, serving as a reminder of the enduring power of faith and the importance of standing up for what is right. In many traditions, Michael is believed to play a key role at the end of time, welcoming the righteous into paradise and ensuring that justice is done. His presence at the threshold of heaven is a source of comfort for those who hope for salvation. Yet, for all his might, Michael is also a figure of deep compassion. He is said to comfort the grieving, strengthen the weary, and offer hope to the hopeless. His dual nature as both warrior and healer makes him a unique and beloved figure in the spiritual imagination. The name Michael itself means, "Who is like God?" a rhetorical question that underscores his humility and his role as a servant of the divine. This humility, combined with his strength, is what makes him the ultimate angelic warrior in the eyes of many. Michael's story is ultimately one of hope. He reminds us that even in the darkest moments there is light to be found, and that the struggle for good is never in vain. His example calls us to courage, faith, and unwavering commitment to what is right. In modern times, Michael's legend continues to evolve. He appears in literature, film, and even comic books as a symbol of justice and heroism. His story resonates with new generations, proving that the archetype of the angelic warrior is as powerful today as it was thousands of years ago. Whether in ancient temples or modern cities, Michael's presence is felt by those who seek protection, guidance, and hope. His legacy endures, reminding us that the battle between good and evil is fought not only in the heavens, but in our own hearts and communities. Michael's story is shared across cultures and generations, inspiring people of all ages to stand up for what is right. From children's stories to scholarly debates, his example continues to shape our understanding of courage, justice, and faith. Pilgrimages to sites dedicated to Michael are common around the world. From the famous Mont Saint-Michel in France to sacred mountains in other lands, these journeys are acts of devotion, seeking the protection and blessing of the ultimate angelic warrior. In the end, Michael's triumph is not just a victory over external evil, but a call to each of us to overcome the darkness within ourselves. But Archangel Michael's influence doesn't just reside in ancient texts and legendary battles, it extends powerfully into the fabric of our modern world. Today, his image and legacy are woven into the hearts and rituals of millions across the globe, transcending religious boundaries and cultural divides. In contemporary culture, Michael's archetype as the protector and warrior resonates in unexpected places. From blockbuster films and best-selling novels to graphic novels and video games, Michael appears as a symbol of hope, strength, and justice. His story is adapted and reimagined, proving that the need for a defender against darkness is as relevant now as it was in ancient times. Beyond popular media, Michael's presence is deeply felt in personal spiritual practices. Many people, regardless of their faith tradition, call upon Michael for protection and guidance. Stories of miraculous interventions, where danger is averted or hope is restored in moments of despair, are often attributed to his unseen hand. Prayer cards, medallions, and icons bearing his image are cherished as sources of comfort and strength, carried in pockets, placed in homes, and even displayed in vehicles as a shield against harm. Communities around the world celebrate Michael's feast days with processions, music, and acts of charity, reaffirming his role as a guardian not just of individuals, but of entire nations and cities. Pilgrimages to sacred sites dedicated to Michael, from Mont Saint-Michel in France to St. Michael's Mount in England, draw thousands every year, each pilgrim seeking a closer connection with the angelic protector. Perhaps most profoundly, Michael's story inspires everyday acts of courage. Whether standing up against injustice, supporting those in need, or simply persevering through personal struggles, people channel the spirit of Michael in their quest to bring light into the world. His example reminds us that the battle between good and evil is not confined to the heavens. It is fought in the choices we make every day. In this way, Archangel Michael remains not just a figure of ancient myth, but a living presence, an enduring symbol of hope, resilience, and the unbreakable human spirit. His legend continues to grow, reminding us all that no darkness is too great to overcome, and that, with faith and courage, we too can be warriors for the good. While Archangel Michael is often celebrated as the ultimate angelic warrior, the question remains, what truly defines such a title? Is it sheer might, unwavering loyalty, or the ability to inspire hope in the face of overwhelming darkness? Throughout history, Michael's feats, banishing evil, defending the innocent, and leading celestial armies, have set a high bar for what it means to be a warrior. Yet many traditions and thinkers suggest that ultimate strength is not just measured by victories in battle, but by the courage to stand up for what is right, even when the odds seem insurmountable. Comparing Michael to other angelic figures reveals a rich tapestry of virtues: Gabriel's wisdom, Raphael's healing, and Uriel's enlightenment. Still, Michael's unique combination of protective fierceness and compassionate leadership stands out, making him a model not just for warriors, but for anyone facing adversity. Modern interpretations invite us to see the ultimate warrior as more than a conqueror. Michael's legend encourages us to embody resilience, integrity, and service to others, qualities that transcend time and tradition. So, is Archangel Michael the ultimate angelic warrior? Perhaps the answer lies not just in his legendary battles, but in the enduring inspiration he provides. In every act of bravery, every stand for justice and every moment we choose to protect the vulnerable, we echo the spirit of Michael, proving that the ultimate warrior's legacy lives on in all of us. As we reflect on Archangel Michael's legendary status, a new question arises: how can his example guide us in our everyday lives? The stories of Michael defeating darkness and championing the vulnerable aren't just ancient myths, they offer practical wisdom for modern challenges. In a fast-paced world filled with uncertainty and conflict, Michael's courage reminds us to face our fears head-on. His unwavering stance against injustice encourages us to speak up for what is right, even when it's difficult. Just as Michael leads with both strength and compassion, we too can strive to balance determination with empathy in our interactions. Whether it's standing up to bullying, helping those in need, or persevering through personal struggles, each of us can channel Michael's spirit. The ultimate angelic warrior's legacy isn't confined to the pages of sacred texts or the halls of legend. It lives on whenever we choose integrity over indifference and hope over despair. By applying Michael's timeless virtues to our daily lives, we not only honor his legacy, but also become warriors of light in our own right, proving that the qualities of an ultimate warrior are as relevant today as ever. But the story of Archangel Michael doesn't end with battles and legends. His influence stretches far beyond the battlefield, touching the very core of spiritual growth and transformation. For countless people, Michael is not just a symbol of strength, but a guide on the journey to inner resilience and self-discovery. Many spiritual traditions invite us to call upon Michael in times of doubt or darkness, not just for protection, but for clarity and courage to face our own shadows. Through meditation, prayer, or moments of quiet reflection, individuals around the world seek Michael's guidance to overcome personal limitations and ignite their highest potential. Michael's example reminds us that the greatest battles often take place within ourselves: the struggle to forgive, the challenge to let go of fear, or the journey to find purpose in everyday life. In these moments, invoking Michael's unwavering resolve can inspire us to rise above self-doubt and embrace our true strength. As we continue to explore what it means to be an ultimate warrior, Michael's legacy encourages us to see every challenge, no matter how small, as an opportunity for spiritual growth. His influence endures not just in epic tales, but in every step we take toward becoming braver, kinder, and more compassionate versions of ourselves. As we reflect on Archangel Michael's enduring legacy, it's clear that the idea of the ultimate angelic warrior is more complex and multifaceted than it first appears. Across the world, Michael's image adapts and evolves, embodying different qualities depending on the faith or culture. In Christianity, he is the protector and leader of heavenly armies. In Judaism, a steadfast advocate and defender. In Islam, a merciful provider of nourishment and rain. Even outside of formal religion, Michael appears in art, literature, and popular media as a symbol of hope, justice, and spiritual might. This diversity shows us that true warriorhood isn't just about victory in battle. It's about embodying virtues that resonate with people from all walks of life. Whether standing against injustice, guiding the lost, or offering comfort in times of crisis, Michael's many faces inspire us to define strength not only by power, but by compassion, service, and unwavering faith. So, is Archangel Michael the ultimate angelic warrior? Perhaps the answer lies in his ability to transcend boundaries, uniting people in a shared quest for courage, justice, and inner transformation. In every culture and every heart, Michael's story reminds us that the spirit of a warrior lives wherever there is hope, healing, and the will to rise above adversity. But what if the greatest battles Archangel Michael fights aren't in the heavens, or even on the world stage, but within ourselves? Across centuries, spiritual teachers and mystics have looked to Michael not just as a cosmic general, but as a guide for the inner struggles we all face. In this view, Michael's sword isn't simply a weapon against external evil, but a symbol of discernment, cutting through self-doubt, fear, and negativity. People from all walks of life have invoked Michael's presence in moments of personal crisis, seeking the courage to stand up for their values, overcome addiction, or break the chains of limiting beliefs. In these quiet, invisible wars, Michael's legend takes on a new dimension. He becomes the champion of our inner transformation. Stories abound of individuals experiencing profound change after calling upon Michael, finding strength they didn't know they had, or clarity in the midst of confusion. It's here, in the silent arenas of the heart and mind, that the question of Michael's ultimate warriorhood becomes deeply personal. Are we not all warriors, facing daily battles against our own shadows? And if so, does Michael's greatest victory lie in empowering us to rise, heal, and become our own heroes? In the end, perhaps the true measure of an ultimate angelic warrior is not just in legendary feats, but in the quiet moments when we choose light over darkness, again and again. As we step into our own lives, the legend of Archangel Michael doesn't remain locked in ancient scriptures or distant myths. It evolves, meeting us exactly where we are. Today, Michael's archetype inspires not only spiritual seekers but also activists, first responders, and everyday people who rise to face the world's challenges. His story becomes a rallying cry for justice, protection, and resilience, transcending religious boundaries and cultural divides. Consider the countless organizations, groups, and individuals who draw strength from Michael's example, naming hospitals, charities, and even military units after him. For many, invoking Michael is more than a prayer. It's a commitment to act with courage and compassion, to defend the vulnerable, and to confront injustice in all its forms. Whether standing up to bullying, lending a hand in disaster relief, or simply choosing kindness in a harsh world, people embody Michael's warrior spirit in countless ways. In the digital age, communities gather online to share stories of hope and perseverance, often crediting Michael's guidance in moments of crisis. Art, music, and literature continue to reimagine him as a symbol of hope, reminding us that the call to be a warrior for good is timeless. The ultimate angelic warrior, then, may not be defined by a single battle or victory, but by a living legacy, one that invites each of us to pick up the sword of courage and answer the call in our own unique way. As we face the uncertainties and challenges of our era, Michael's enduring presence asks us, what does it mean to be a warrior today? And how can we, in big and small ways, carry forward the light he represents? As the world changes at a dizzying pace, the myth of Archangel Michael continues to evolve, adapting to new fears, new challenges, and new hopes. In an era marked by uncertainty, global unrest, and rapid technological advancement, Michael's image as the ultimate angelic warrior takes on fresh meaning. He's no longer just the slayer of ancient dragons or the protector in celestial battles. Now he stands as a symbol of resilience in the face of invisible enemies, be they viruses, misinformation, or the battles waged within our own minds. Across social media and digital art, Michael is reimagined as a guardian of the vulnerable in cyberspace, a champion for mental health, and a defender of truth in a world flooded with noise. In virtual spaces, people rally under his banner to fight for justice, support each other through grief, and inspire collective action for global causes. Michael's sword becomes a metaphor for discernment, cutting through confusion and fear with clarity and purpose. This ongoing transformation reminds us that the idea of the ultimate warrior is never static. It shifts with society's needs, reflecting our deepest anxieties and our highest aspirations. By embracing Michael's evolving myth, we are invited to redefine what true strength means, not just in battle but in the quiet, courageous choices we make every day. In the age of uncertainty, perhaps the greatest victory lies in our willingness to adapt, to protect one another, and to keep the light of hope burning bright, no matter how the world around us changes. While Archangel Michael's legendary battles may seem distant and mythical, his story resonates deeply with the struggles we all face in our daily lives. The question, is Archangel Michael the ultimate angelic warrior, takes on new meaning when we realize that each of us is called to our own kind of warriorhood, often in battles that are unseen and uncelebrated. Every day, ordinary people summon extraordinary courage, a parent fighting for their child's future, a frontline worker braving uncertainty, or someone battling their own inner demons. Michael's example reminds us that true heroism isn't always about slaying dragons. Sometimes it's about standing up for what's right, offering compassion in the face of cruelty, or persevering in moments of doubt. In these moments, the spirit of Michael lives on, not as a distant celestial being, but as a source of inner strength. His sword becomes our determination to speak out against injustice. His shield becomes our resilience in the face of adversity, and his unwavering faith inspires us to keep moving forward, even when the path is uncertain. By embracing the everyday warrior within, we honor Michael's legacy in the most profound way possible. We discover that the ultimate angelic warrior is not just a figure from ancient stories, but a powerful symbol of the courage, compassion, and hope that lives within us all. As we look toward the future, the question, is Archangel Michael the ultimate angelic warrior, transforms into something even more profound. What does it mean to be a warrior in a world that is constantly changing? Michael's legacy challenges us not just to admire his strength, but to redefine what ultimate warriorhood looks like in our own era. In a time marked by rapid technological advances, global uncertainties, and shifting moral landscapes, the battles we face are no longer confined to ancient battlefields. Today's warriors confront cyberbullying, climate anxiety, social injustice, and the quiet struggles of mental health. Michael's archetype invites us to wield new kinds of swords: truth, empathy, and innovation, while donning shields forged from community, integrity, and hope. Imagine a world where the spirit of Michael inspires not just individuals but whole communities to stand together against fear, division, and despair. His enduring image becomes a rallying point for those who seek to build bridges rather than walls, to heal rather than harm. The ultimate angelic warrior, then, is not defined by a single act of heroism, but by the ongoing commitment to fight for a better world, no matter how daunting the odds. In this way, Archangel Michael's challenge for the future is clear. Will we answer the call to courage, compassion, and justice, becoming warriors not just for ourselves but for the generations yet to come? While Archangel Michael's story is often told in the language of epic battles and cosmic showdowns, his true legacy may be found in the quiet moments of courage that shape our daily lives. The ultimate angelic warrior does not always appear with a flaming sword or radiant armor. Sometimes Michael's presence is felt in the silent shields we raise, when we stand up for a friend facing injustice, offer a listening ear to someone in despair, or choose kindness in the face of anger. These everyday acts of angelic courage are the unseen victories that ripple through families, communities, and societies. They remind us that heroism is not reserved for legends, it is woven into the fabric of ordinary life. Each time we choose compassion over indifference or integrity over convenience, we echo Michael's timeless call to be warriors of light. Perhaps the ultimate measure of a warrior is not found in grand gestures, but in the steady, unwavering commitment to do what is right, even when no one is watching. In this way, the spirit of Archangel Michael lives on in each of us, inviting us to become silent shields for those around us. As we move forward, let us remember, the greatest battles are often fought and won within the human heart. Throughout our exploration we've asked, is Archangel Michael the ultimate angelic warrior? But what if the answer lies not in his solitary strength, but in the unseen ranks that stand beside him? Ancient texts and modern interpretations alike hint at a celestial host, a legion of angels, each with their own gifts, fighting not just for victory but for balance and hope. Imagine for a moment Michael not as a lone champion but as the leader of a unified force, inspiring courage in Gabriel's words, healing in Raphael's touch, and wisdom in Uriel's guidance. Each angelic figure, a vital part of a greater whole. In this light, Michael's power is magnified not by dominance, but by his ability to rally others, divine and human alike, toward a shared vision of justice and compassion. Perhaps the ultimate warrior is not the one who stands alone, but the one who lifts others up, forging alliances in the face of adversity. Michael's enduring legacy may be his role as a catalyst for collective courage, reminding us that no battle is truly won in isolation. As we ponder Michael's place among the angels, we are invited to consider our own communities. Who stands beside us in our struggles? Who do we inspire to join the fight for what is right? In the end, the story of Michael is not just about a single warrior, but about the power of unity, the unseen bonds that make us stronger, braver, and more compassionate together. Throughout history, the legend of Archangel Michael has echoed far beyond ancient scrolls and stained glass windows. His story, of courage, leadership, and unwavering resolve, has become a mirror for our own struggles, both grand and everyday. But what happens when we see Michael not as a distant celestial figure, but as a symbol woven into the fabric of our personal journeys? Consider the moments when you've stood at a crossroads facing uncertainty or fear. In these times, Michael's example challenges us to find our own inner warrior, not through force but by standing up for what matters most with integrity and compassion. His legend whispers that true strength lies not just in victory but in perseverance, humility, and the willingness to protect and uplift others. Across cultures and centuries, people have drawn on Michael's narrative to inspire everything from social movements to quiet acts of kindness. Schoolchildren facing bullying, activists fighting for justice, caregivers tending to the vulnerable, all embody echoes of Michael's courage in their own unique ways. So, as we reflect on the question, is Archangel Michael the ultimate angelic warrior? Perhaps the answer lies as much in our world as in the heavens. Michael's legacy is not just a tale of celestial battles, but a living call to action. Each of us, in our daily struggles and triumphs, carries a piece of that warrior spirit forward. The ultimate battle, it seems, is not just fought by angels, but by all of us who choose to stand for hope, justice, and love, no matter the odds. As we journey deeper into the legacy of Archangel Michael, a new question emerges. What if the essence of the ultimate angelic warrior is not confined to the pages of ancient texts, but is alive and at work in the world today? Look closely, and you'll find that the spirit of Michael, his courage, protection, and unwavering resolve, manifests in countless forms all around us. Consider the first responders rushing toward danger while others flee, the activists who raise their voices for the voiceless, or the everyday people who choose kindness over indifference in moments that matter. Each act of bravery, no matter how small, becomes a thread in the tapestry of Michael's enduring influence. These modern guardians may not wield flaming swords or don celestial armor, but their actions echo the same commitment to justice and compassion that defines Michael's legend. In communities across the globe, people draw inspiration from Michael's story to face adversity, defend the vulnerable, and stand up for what's right, even when the path is uncertain. Through their example, we see that the ultimate angelic warrior is not just a mythic figure, but a living legacy, passed from heart to heart, generation to generation. So as we seek the ultimate warrior, perhaps the answer is all around us, in the resilience, hope, and selfless courage of those who choose to protect and uplift others. Michael's spirit endures not just in legend, but in the guardians among us, reminding us that the true mark of a warrior is found in everyday acts of love and bravery. In the search for the ultimate angelic warrior, our attention often turns to grand gestures and epic battles. But what if the truest form of warriorhood lies in quiet strength, the kind that rarely makes headlines or history books? Beyond the stories of Archangel Michael's dramatic victories, there exists a subtle yet powerful legacy, the courage of those who fight unseen battles every day. Think of the single parent working tirelessly to provide for their children, the friend who offers a listening ear during times of despair, or the neighbor who stands up against injustice, even when their voice shakes. These unsung heroes embody the hidden warrior within, a spirit that mirrors Michael's resolve, not through force but through unwavering perseverance and compassion. Their struggles may be invisible, their victories uncelebrated, but their impact is profound. Like Michael, they confront darkness with hope, shield others with kindness, and persist against overwhelming odds. Their lives remind us that the ultimate angelic warrior is not just a celestial being, but a presence that emerges wherever there is love, sacrifice, and the quiet determination to do what is right. As we reflect on Michael's enduring myth, let's honor the everyday warriors who walk among us and within us. Their stories may never be sung by angels, but they are written in the hearts they touch, shaping a world where the spirit of the ultimate warrior endures in silence, strength, and selfless love. When we envision the ultimate angelic warrior, images of invincibility and unyielding power come to mind. Yet, woven into the fabric of Archangel Michael's legend is a surprising paradox. True strength often reveals itself through vulnerability. In ancient texts, Michael's victories are not just about might, but about the willingness to stand in the face of overwhelming odds, to risk defeat, and to rise again, transformed rather than untouched. Vulnerability is not the absence of power, but the courage to act despite uncertainty. It's the moment Michael stands before the dragon, not knowing if victory is assured, but choosing to fight for what is right. It's echoed in our own lives when we admit our fears, ask for help, or open our hearts to forgiveness. Through vulnerability, we discover empathy, resilience, and the unbreakable bonds that form between those who dare to be seen as they truly are. Perhaps what makes Michael the ultimate angelic warrior is not just his celestial armor or commanding presence, but his embodiment of this deeper truth, that the most profound battles are won not by force alone, but by the strength to embrace our own humanity. In doing so, we find the courage to lift others, heal wounds, and spark hope, even when we ourselves feel uncertain. As we continue to explore what it means to be a warrior, let's remember that vulnerability is not a weakness to be hidden, but a source of power to be honored. In Michael's story, as in our own, it is through the cracks in our armor that the light gets in, illuminating the path for ourselves and for those who follow. In the quest to define the ultimate angelic warrior, it's easy to fixate on tales of flawless victories and unshakable resolve. But when we look deeper into the legend of Archangel Michael, a new insight emerges. The true measure of a warrior is not perfection but purpose. Michael's actions across ancient scriptures and enduring myths are driven not by ego or the pursuit of glory, but by an unwavering commitment to a higher calling. His battles are not just against external darkness, but for the protection, guidance, and upliftment of others. When Michael faces the dragon, he does so not to prove his own strength, but to defend what is just, to restore balance, and to inspire hope. This sense of purpose becomes his compass, guiding every choice, every sacrifice, and every moment of courage. For us, the lesson is profound. In a world obsessed with achievement and perfection, Michael's story reminds us that our greatest power lies in aligning with our own deeper purpose. Whether we face personal struggles, moral dilemmas, or moments of doubt, it is our commitment to what truly matters, compassion, justice, and kindness, that makes us warriors in our own right. The ultimate angelic warrior is not the one who never falters, but the one who rises each day guided by purpose and chooses to fight for good no matter the odds. In following Michael's example, we discover that our imperfections do not disqualify us from greatness. They illuminate the path to it. The compass of purpose, not perfection, is what leads both angels and humans to their highest selves. What if the ultimate angelic warrior is not just a figure from ancient lore, but a mirror, reflecting the potential within each of us? As we search for the qualities that define Archangel Michael's legendary strength, we're invited to see ourselves in his story. The courage to stand up for what's right, the resilience to face our fears, and the compassion to protect the vulnerable, these are not traits reserved for celestial beings alone. Michael's battles may be cosmic, but their echoes resound in our everyday lives. Each time we choose integrity over convenience, empathy over indifference, or hope over despair, we embody the spirit of the ultimate warrior. The legends remind us that heroism is not about grand gestures or flawless victories, but about the quiet, relentless pursuit of good in the face of adversity. In this way, Michael's legacy becomes a living guide, a standard we can aspire to, even as imperfect humans. Just as he stands at the threshold between light and darkness, so too do we find ourselves at crossroads, called to make choices that shape not only our destinies, but the world around us. Perhaps the true measure of an ultimate warrior is not found in mythic battles or celestial triumphs, but in the small, courageous acts that define our daily lives. By looking into the warrior's mirror, we see that the legacy of Michael is not just his alone, it lives on in every heart that chooses to fight for what is good, just, and true. When we think of the ultimate warrior, it's easy to picture a lone figure standing against the darkness, undaunted, unyielding, and solitary. But even Archangel Michael, the legendary champion of light, is rarely depicted fighting alone. In ancient texts and timeless art, he is often surrounded by a host of angels, each playing a vital role in the ongoing battle between good and evil. This reminds us that true strength is not only found in individual valor, but in the bonds we forge with others. The story of Michael is also a story of unity, of angels rallying together, of communities standing side by side, and of countless unseen allies who lend their strength to a shared cause. In our own lives, the battles we face, whether visible or hidden, are seldom won in isolation. It's the encouragement of friends, the wisdom of mentors, and the compassion of strangers that help us carry on when our resolve falters. Michael's example challenges us to recognize the power of community, to seek out those who uplift us, and to become allies for others in their moments of struggle. So perhaps the ultimate angelic warrior isn't defined by solitary heroism, but by the ability to inspire and unite. As we walk our own paths, let's remember, every act of support, every gesture of solidarity, and every word of hope adds to the strength of the whole. In the end, the legacy of Archangel Michael is not just about one warrior, it's about the unseen allies who help us all rise above the darkness together. Amidst the epic tales of Archangel Michael's celestial battles, it's easy to feel distant from such grandeur. After all, who among us wields a flaming sword or commands legions of angels? Yet the essence of Michael's warrior spirit isn't reserved for the heavens, it echoes quietly within the fabric of our daily lives. Each time we choose integrity over convenience, stand up for someone in need, or confront our own fears, we channel a fragment of that angelic courage. It's in the small, unseen moments, when we face our anxieties, speak out against injustice, or offer kindness despite adversity, that the warrior within us awakens. Michael's story invites us to redefine what it means to be an ultimate warrior. It's not measured by the scale of our battles, but by the steadfastness of our hearts, the resilience of our spirit, and the willingness to act with courage, even when no one is watching. By embracing Michael's example, we realize that each of us is called to fight our own battles, not with swords but with compassion, conviction, and hope. The ultimate angelic warrior lives not only in legend, but in the everyday choices we make to bring light into the world. In this way, Michael's courage becomes our own, guiding us, inspiring us, and reminding us that true strength often lies in the quiet bravery of ordinary people. As we journey deeper into the legend of Archangel Michael, a new question emerges. What does it truly mean to be the ultimate warrior? Is it defined by victory in battle, by unwavering faith, or by the courage to keep rising after every fall? Michael's story, rich with symbolism and myth, nudges us to look beyond the surface of heroism. It asks us to reconsider the very nature of strength, not as domination, but as the relentless pursuit of growth, compassion, and justice. In a world where challenges constantly evolve, so too must our understanding of what makes a true warrior. The ultimate warrior is not a fixed ideal but a living journey, a commitment to bettering ourselves and the world around us. Michael's legacy invites us to see every setback as a lesson, every act of kindness as a triumph, and every moment of doubt as an opportunity to summon new courage. Perhaps the ultimate warrior isn't the one who never falters, but the one who transforms struggle into wisdom, fear into action, and solitude into solidarity. By redefining the quest for ultimate strength within ourselves, we honor Michael's example and discover that the greatest battles and the greatest victories are often those that unfold quietly within our own hearts. The legend of Michael continues not just in ancient texts but in every life touched by his unwavering spirit. Each day we are given the chance to rise, to protect, and to heal. The quest for the ultimate warrior is unending, and it begins anew with each courageous choice we make. As we reflect on the enduring legend of Archangel Michael, a deeper layer reveals itself, one that speaks not just of grand victories, but of the unseen armor forged in the fires of adversity. Throughout history, Michael's battles have symbolized more than external triumphs. They mirror the internal struggles we all face. Every time he confronts darkness, it's not merely a clash of swords, but a testament to the power of resilience, of rising again and again, even when the odds seem insurmountable. This unseen armor is not made of steel but of hope, perseverance, and the quiet conviction that light can always pierce the shadows. For many, Michael's ultimate strength lies not in his might, but in his refusal to yield to despair. His story encourages us to recognize our own moments of vulnerability as opportunities to build inner resilience, a shield that grows stronger with every challenge faced and every fear confronted. In this way, Michael's example extends far beyond ancient battlefields. It calls us to don our own invisible armor each day, to stand firm in the face of uncertainty, to protect what is good, and to rise from every fall with renewed purpose. The ultimate angelic warrior, then, may not be defined by outward victories alone, but by the unbreakable spirit that adversity forges within us all. Michael's unseen armor becomes our own, reminding us that true warriorhood begins within, and that every act of resilience, no matter how small, is a step closer to becoming the ultimate warrior in our own lives. But even the greatest warriors, angelic or human, are not immune to moments of uncertainty. Legends rarely speak of it, yet one can imagine that even Archangel Michael, in the quiet between battles, might have questioned his path. Was his purpose truly unwavering, or did the weight of endless conflict ever spark a flicker of doubt? These imagined moments of hesitation remind us that the mark of an ultimate warrior is not the absence of questions, but the courage to confront them. Every hero, no matter how revered, faces crossroads where the next step is unclear. For Michael, perhaps it was the burden of defending light in a world shadowed by darkness, or the loneliness of being relied upon as the ultimate protector. By exploring the possibility of Michael's own doubts, we find a deeper kinship with his story. It becomes clear that true warriorhood is not about never faltering, but about finding the resolve to continue despite uncertainty. In our own lives, these moments of doubt can become the very forge that tempers our conviction and compassion. So as we look to Michael as the ultimate angelic warrior, let us also honor the questions, the hesitations, and the silent struggles that shape every journey. For in acknowledging doubt, we discover a new kind of strength, the strength to choose our path again and again, with open eyes and an unwavering heart. Leadership is often admired, yet rarely do we consider the isolation it brings, especially for those who stand at the very front. For Archangel Michael, being the ultimate angelic warrior meant more than wielding a sword against darkness. It meant carrying the weight of expectation, responsibility, and the hopes of countless souls. In the silence after the clash, when the legions have dispersed and the world grows still, the leader remains, alone with the echoes of choices made and battles fought. Was Michael ever haunted by the solitude that comes with command? Did he feel the distance between himself and those he protected, or the angels who followed his lead? The legends may not say, but every leader knows the quiet ache of standing apart, even while standing for others. This is the burden of the ultimate warrior, to hold fast when others falter, to make decisions that may never be understood, and to bear the invisible scars of sacrifice. Yet it is in this loneliness that the true heart of a leader is revealed, not in the glory of victory, but in the willingness to carry the burden so others do not have to. As we reflect on Michael's story, we are reminded that leadership is not just about strength or strategy. It is about compassion, resilience, and the ability to walk alone when the path demands it. And in recognizing the loneliness of leadership, we honor the silent sacrifices that shape every guardian, angelic or human, who chooses to stand in the gap for others. Even the greatest legends are not immune to uncertainty. As we explore the story of Archangel Michael, it is tempting to imagine an unshakable figure, always confident, always sure. But what if, behind the shining armor and resolute gaze, there were moments of doubt? In the heat of battle, when the outcome hung in the balance, did Michael ever question his own strength or purpose? Ancient texts rarely speak of angelic hesitation, but the very nature of the ultimate warrior is not perfection. It is perseverance in the face of the unknown. Perhaps Michael's true power lies not in the absence of fear, but in his willingness to confront it. For every leader, every warrior, there are crossroads where the next step is unclear. The weight of responsibility can amplify uncertainty, and the shadows of self-doubt can loom larger than any external foe. Did Michael, gazing across the battlefield or into the silent aftermath, ever wonder if he was enough? In these questions we find a deeper connection to the legend. Michael's doubt, if it existed, would not diminish his greatness. It would make his courage even more profound, because to lead, to fight, and to protect in spite of uncertainty is the mark of a true warrior. As we reflect on Michael's legacy, we are reminded that doubt is not a sign of weakness, but a doorway to growth. The ultimate angelic warrior is not defined by the absence of questions, but by the resolve to keep moving forward, even when answers are hard to find. The story of Archangel Michael does not end with victory or doubt, it evolves with transformation. Legends often freeze heroes in moments of triumph or struggle, but true greatness is found in the willingness to change, adapt, and grow. Michael's journey as the ultimate angelic warrior is not a static tale of conquest, it is a testament to the power of transformation that comes through challenge and self-reflection. Throughout the ages, depictions of Michael have shifted, sometimes a fierce guardian, other times a gentle guide. This evolution speaks to a deeper truth, that even the mightiest warriors are shaped by their experiences, learning new dimensions of strength, compassion, and wisdom as they face each new trial. Could it be that Michael's ultimate power lies not just in his sword, but in his ability to transform, embracing humility after victory, finding purpose in moments of defeat, and inspiring others to seek growth within their own battles? Each trial, each uncertainty, becomes a stepping stone, forging a hero who is not just a symbol of might, but a beacon of resilience and renewal. In Michael's story, we are invited to see our own capacity for transformation. The ultimate warrior is not the one who never falters, but the one who rises, learns, and evolves, becoming more than a legend and guiding others along the path of growth. As the legend of Archangel Michael continues to inspire, his influence stretches far beyond the celestial battles of ancient texts or the stained-glass windows of grand cathedrals. Michael's legacy endures not just as the ultimate angelic warrior, but as an enduring symbol of hope, resilience, and unwavering courage in the face of adversity. Across centuries, people from all walks of life have looked to Michael, not only as a figure of divine intervention, but as a source of guidance in their personal struggles. In moments of fear or uncertainty, invoking Michael's strength has offered comfort to soldiers on the battlefield, solace to those facing illness, and encouragement to anyone standing up for what is right. His image adorns medals, pendants, and prayer cards, reminders that the qualities of a true warrior are not reserved for the realm of angels, but are accessible to all who seek them. Beyond the heavens, Michael's story becomes a call to action, to defend the vulnerable, to confront our own inner demons, and to rise with dignity after every fall. Whether in the quiet acts of everyday bravery or the grand gestures of self-sacrifice, his legacy lives on in those who dare to embody courage, compassion, and transformation. Ultimately, the question is not just whether Michael is the ultimate angelic warrior, but how his example can ignite the warrior spirit within each of us. In choosing to fight for light in a world of shadows, we too become part of his enduring legacy, warriors in our own right, inspired by the angel who leads not just with might, but with heart. As we reflect on Archangel Michael's enduring legacy, a new question emerges. What does it truly mean to be the ultimate warrior in a world that is constantly changing? The battles Michael once fought were cosmic and clear-cut. Good versus evil, light against darkness. But today the lines are often blurred and the challenges we face are more complex and subtle. In this new era, Michael's example invites us to rethink the very nature of strength. Is it found in the clash of swords, or in the quiet resolve to stand up for justice? Is true power about dominance, or the courage to show compassion, even in the face of conflict? Michael's story pushes us to expand our definition of what it means to be a warrior, not just in moments of dramatic confrontation, but in the daily choices that shape our character and our world. From standing up to injustice in our communities, to supporting those who are struggling, to facing our own fears with honesty and humility, the spirit of the ultimate angelic warrior lives on in every act of integrity and kindness. Michael's challenge for us is clear: to wield our own swords of truth and empathy, forging a new kind of heroism that meets the needs of our time. In embracing this challenge, we honor not only the legend of Archangel Michael, but the warrior within each of us, proving that true strength is not just about victory, but about uplifting others and transforming ourselves. As we continue to explore the question, is Archangel Michael the ultimate angelic warrior? Another layer of his legend comes into focus, a paradox at the very heart of true strength, the balance between justice and mercy. Throughout history and sacred texts, Michael is depicted as a fierce defender, wielding his sword against darkness with unwavering resolve. Yet, beneath this image of righteous might lies a deeper wisdom, the recognition that justice without mercy can become rigid, and mercy without justice can lose its way. How does a true warrior decide when to fight and when to forgive? Michael's story invites us to consider that the most powerful warriors are not those who seek conflict, but those who understand the cost of every battle. His example teaches us that real victory is found not only in defeating an adversary, but in restoring harmony, healing wounds, and offering a path to redemption. In our own lives, we face similar choices, moments when we must stand up for what is right, yet also show compassion to those who have fallen. The ultimate angelic warrior, then, is not defined by the battles won, but by the wisdom to know when to strike and when to extend a hand. In embracing both justice and mercy, we follow in Michael's footsteps, transforming conflict into opportunity and forging a legacy that transcends the battlefield. Ultimately, Michael's paradox challenges us to be warriors not just in strength, but in spirit, balancing courage with compassion and justice with forgiveness as we navigate the complexities of our own journeys. While tales of Archangel Michael often center on epic confrontations, fiery battles between good and evil, there is another side to his legend, one less told but equally profound. These are the silent victories, the unseen moments where Michael's strength is measured not by spectacle, but by steadfastness, subtle guidance, and inner resolve. Across centuries, believers have invoked Michael's name not just for protection against grand threats, but for courage in the quiet struggles of daily life. Whether it's the perseverance to face personal demons, the resolve to make a difficult choice, or the gentle encouragement to rise after a fall, Michael's warrior spirit is present in the ordinary, uncelebrated moments that shape our character. These hidden battles, overcoming doubt, resisting despair, choosing hope, may never be immortalized in sacred texts or legendary tales, yet they are victories no less important. Michael's legacy reminds us that the ultimate warrior is not always the one who stands in the spotlight, but often the one who fights bravely in the shadows, unseen and unheralded. In these quiet triumphs we find the truest reflection of Michael's strength, the ability to persist, to protect, and to inspire, even when no one is watching. Perhaps then the measure of the ultimate angelic warrior lies not just in mighty deeds, but in the silent victories that give meaning to every battle, great or small.